Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Horny Creek. My name is Mark. With me as always is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
2000, yeah. That's right.
Is.
May the 4th. You might be the first person to ever think that.
Maybe.
No, you're not.
You never know.
But happy Star Wars, everyone.
And then tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo.
That's right. Tomorrow commemorates the time when Hellmann's, a British mayonnaise company, wanted to ship as much mayonnaise as possible to the United States, and so they put it on the largest ship that existed at the time, the Titanic, which, as we all know, tragically hit an iceberg and sank into the ocean.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
And so on May the 5th, we celebrate the...
You are such a freak.
Cinco de Mayo.
Wow. Just wow. I can't believe I'm married to you sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, if you'd made that joke at our engagement party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You never know.
I know. I hid all parts of myself that I didn't want you to see. I was smart.
And handsome.
Yeah, sure.
You are very handsome.
But yeah, this episode of Horny Creek started out horny.
It really did.
And then...
so horny, they used the footage later in the episode for no reason other than to show us more.
Yeah, I guess. They had a lot of B-roll of them making out.
Katie Holmes and... what the fuck's his name?
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, making out.
And then it got sad horny.
Sad horny? Oh my god. Do you know what I picture when you say sad horny?
What do you picture?
I don't know why. Like a half erect penis. Just drooling. Sad.
Wow. Drooling?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because it's just sad.
Like it's tears? Yeah. Wow. I think you just designed the next Viagra commercial. Sad.
I did.
Are you sad, horny?
Aw.
And then later in the episode, we get mad horny.
Yep. There are definitely feelings.
Yeah.
It tries to be like...
Wait, the half erect penis?
What?
When you say it, what are you talking about?
The episode.
Oh, okay, the episode. The episode tries to be Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Or something like that. I don't know. What's the one that keeps, like, it tries to be...
Groundhog's Day?
Run, Lola, Run.
Yeah.
Or Groundhog's Day, sure.
No, it's more Pulp Fiction or Run, Lola, Run. But
because it's shifting perspectives.
You know, with commercials taken out, it'd only be like 45 minutes, right? So we've got like 45 minutes of Dawson's Creek, and they restarted it 4 times.
They wrote a 10-minute episode.
What the fuck, people?
I get what they were going for. I understand what they were going for. It wasn't enough.
No.
There was too much of the same, because like literally in the editing bay, they're literally just editing the scene, like the scene that we saw earlier. They're just editing that back in, with maybe some different coverage. I don't know, but a couple times there looked like there was some different coverage. Sometimes it looked like it was the same fucking scene.
It was the same.
Exactly.
It was. They were lazy. This is a big episode.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have been lazy about it.
It was weird.
They could have done a better job, for sure. I'm sorry. I'm pissed.
Yeah, and also a lot of the decisions made in the writer's room and everything I'm not in love with.
Nope.
To be honest with you, so...
I guess we should just tell them what happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real, like, shifting storylines to talk about. I mean, there's a very small subplot with Jen and Henry. There's a very small subplot with Andy and Will. Mm-hmm. And then there's the big story, the love triangle.
And a very, very small subplot that had no purpose at all of Pacey with that kid. And his brother.
Deputy Doug.
So they're baptizing, or what do they call it? Christening.
I just realized.
What?
He calls him derisively Deputy Doug, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like Deputy Dewey from fucking Scream.
Yes.
Couldn't think of the name.
I couldn't think of it either to help you. Like, I wasn't just watching you struggle. I was trying.
I think Kevin Williams, because he wrote both those things. Oh. I think Kevin Williamson fucking knew somebody like this.
Maybe.
In his small town. Anyway, so go ahead. Sorry.
Were they like Deputy Dave? Anyway, they're christening Pacey's boat.
Yes.
Everyone is there waiting to christen Pacey's boat. Well, Pacey and Joey are making out. It looks like in a room off the dock. Like
it's in the boathouse.
They have, like, they're being brazen as fuck. They could have gotten caught so easily at that moment, and it might have been better.
I thought Dawson was going to catch them.
Yeah.
Dawson was going to see what was going on.
She's like, in between kisses, she's like, I try to tell him. We can't tell him. I just can't tell him that I can't keep my hands off his best friend.
Right.
And, I just want to be around him all the time. So it's like, she's like, I can't tell him, but then trying to compliment Pacey and jump his bones at the same time. Right. And I think
got her pressed against the wall and stuff.
I think that the horniness clouded his mind from realizing that she's actually conflicted and doesn't really want to tell him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do it.
Right.
Because he's like, I know you won't let me put my penis inside of you until Dawson gives his blessing.
Mm-hmm. It's like choosing a new pope. The white smoke has to come from Dawson's bedroom.
Right. So then she's like, you go ahead, I'll meet you. And 30 seconds behind him.
I know, it's so funny. She's like, you go first. And the excuse that we hear is, I don't know where they think Pacey is. Pacey's just getting something or getting ready or whatever. They think Joey's at the library researching her project on Watergate, which is funny, a scandal where somebody lied and covered stuff up.
Right. And, I mean, what's funnier is she ends up doing it later. If Dawson pays any attention or knows anything about what anyone is doing, then he would find the shit out.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you already did that, Joe. That could have happened. Anyway, at the same time, the little one from Jerry Maguire,
Jonathan Lipnicki,
is there at the boat. So who was watching him while Pacey was mauling Joey?
That's a very good question.
Because his mom's an hour late picking him up.
Yeah, he was just sitting on the boat.
I mean, that's really, really bad childcare, Pacey.
Right.
But yeah, his mom's late picking him up, and then his brother comes over, Pacey's brother, and says there was some weird message from the mom that she got the days confused and thought you had him and she's at work.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't your co-parent lady.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird.
This is a teenage boy who's volunteering his time.
Yeah, he's trying to make a baby of his own.
Exactly.
So he gives the baby to Doug, or it's a child, it's not baby, but he gives the child to Doug to watch.
After they christen the boat.
And Doug is mad about this.
Well, yeah, Pacey's like, I've got one thing to do. He's like, your things take all day. No, you can't leave me with this kid. And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Pacey's gone for hours, and it's not cool, and it's not fair.
Yeah, and he ruined something of Doug's that I can't remember.
The answering machine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it comes back. And he's probably doing that. He probably did that on purpose. If you think about it.
Maybe. But yeah, because Joey leaves a message on the answering machine because she's changed her mind and doesn't want to tell Dawson.
Message in a bottle.
But of course he doesn't get the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like I think it would have mattered, really. I think the episode would have played out exactly the same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But, so they how exactly do you want to tackle this?
I don't know.
Because they start the episode and then we follow Pacey. Then they restart the episode, and then we follow Joey. and then they restart the episode, and we follow Dawson, and then they restart like the middle of the episode, and then we follow Jen. So I don't know exactly how we want to... I mean, I think it's probably best just to talk about it like all together.
Okay.
And we can differentiate what parts were what, I guess. I don't know.
Well, like I said, nothing really happens with that kid.
Yeah, nothing happens with the kid. He destroys the answering machine. His mom eventually picks him up.
We don't even see the mom pick him up. He's just gone at some point.
Yeah. They don't want us to see the mom because it's Renee Zellweger.
Pacey is trying to find Dawson, running all over town trying to find Dawson, and he can't. That is the only reason that he hasn't told him, because, again, he's very interested in putting his penis inside of Joey.
Yeah.
Joey, she talks to Jen before, I think this happens before they even christen the boat.
Yeah, like they have a talk on the dock, basically, and she's like, oh, what's going on? And she's like, Pacey.
Yeah, she's like, the unrequited love, it's requited.
Yeah, so they have this whole conversation about how they have now started kissing, and they love each other or whatever.
Well, nobody said those words.
No, I know, but they're falling for each other.
Yeah. So...
And Jen gives her the advice of like, hey, look, you got to tell him. You have to tell Dawson.
And then later, when Jen runs into Pacey while he's looking for Dawson, she's like, she wants to be with you, don't worry. And he's like, what? She told you? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, she's really just putting it all out there.
Loose lips.
Mm-hmm. And then Grams is going out of town.
Yeah.
So Henry, she leaves a message for Henry. Jen leaves a message for Henry that Grams is going to be gone. Come over afterwards.
Yeah.
And then she won't let him in the house.
Yeah, or inside her.
Exactly. But, like, why even tell him that Grams is going to be gone if you're not going to let him in the house?
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, his girlfriend... Now, I think he acts like an asshole in this episode.
Oh, he absolutely does.
But his girlfriend messages him and says... Hey, the only parent in the house is gone. Come over. Mm-hmm. And then he comes over, and he's like, all right, let's go. And she's like, let's sit on the porch. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed in the house, actually.
Yeah. He's like, what if I need to use the bathroom? What if you're choking? Whatever. And she's like, meh, whatever.
What if you're choking on my cock?
Right. And then Dawson comes over to talk to Jen, because... He was talking to somebody. He's like, I want to reconnect with an old friend. I guess it was Jen that he wanted to reconnect with. I don't really know.
No. Okay, so
I was confused by that one.
He's talking to Will, and Will's like talking about, hey, what'd you do with Joey on your first date and blah 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 and everything, because he asked Andy out, and he's like, oh, you can borrow my boat and do a thing around the lake. You can talk, and that's great. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. He's like, what are you going to do tonight? And he's like, thinking about hooking up with an old friend. Which I think he was thinking about having sex with Joey. Oh. Or like something, I don't know. But like, I'm pretty sure he was talking about Joey. Because after that, although this does happen before this conversation, in the actual run of the episode.
And it's confusing to figure this out because of the way they did the episode.
But chronologically, after that conversation... he talks to Joey and says, hey, I was thinking about getting a movie. Do you want to do a movie night tonight?
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, oh, no, I can't. I can't tonight.
I have to go.
Yeah. So that's who I think he was talking about. I think he was just coming to say hi to Jen, just to, like, say hi, basically.
Yeah, because he sees her hanging out on the porch.
And Jen's like, oh, Dawson, hey, how you feeling? You sad?
Are you okay?
Are you about to cry?
Do you want to come in and be a chaperone for me and Henry?
Right. You want to watch somebody that's actually in love and not heartbroken? And he's like, what are you talking about? What is going on?
And she's like,
oh, because of what Pacey told you. And he's like, what are you talking about?
What was Pacey going to tell me?
And she's like, oh, nothing, actually.
But then he figures it out.
Now that I thought about it, nothing.
Because she doesn't actually tell him. He does figure it out. He's like, does it have to do with Joey?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could kind of see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Elias Red style.
What?
From the Bible, The moving finger.
Oh, okay.
All that stuff.
So, yeah, he gets very upset. And he's mean to Jen, which, like, she fucked up and shouldn't have said anything. Because obviously, like, she should... It was really dumb to assume. that he had already talked to him.
Assume that he knew.
Why would you assume that Pacey had already talked to him? Like, she didn't even talk to Pacey. She talked to Joey, who said Pacey was going to tell him. Like, you don't know. You don't know that conversation happened?
Yeah, it's really dumb. It was really stupid.
He didn't even look sad.
No.
But he leaves. Pissed. Yeah, he leaves. He's upset. And then Henry comes out on the porch. And she's like, I just fucked up so bad. I'm a terrible person. And he's like, oh, it couldn't have been that bad. And he just starts fucking kissing her.
Yeah, he's like, oh, my tongue will make you feel better.
He doesn't ask what happened. Mm-hmm. Doesn't ask how he can help. He just starts mauling her.
Yep.
And she's like, stop it.
This is accurate for a teenage boy, though. I honestly, I think he's acting like an asshole, but I don't think this is like never talk to me again behavior necessarily.
Because it's every teenage boy ever.
Yeah, because like his hormones are just going insane right now. And like he's been like we said, she said, "Come over." Like I mean, like obviously he had to assume action was going down.
Yeah. So he's like, "I'm trying to make you feel better," and she's like, "No, you're trying to make yourself feel better. You should leave."
And she says something like, "Well, he says something." She's like, "Don't you?" She says something like, "Don't you care about like what's going on or whatever?" And he's like, "No." He says something like, "Would it be so terrible if?" I thought about us, you know, for once, and not whatever mini drama your friends have cooked up this week.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
He basically just calls out the show.
But he's so mean to her. That's a terrible thing to say.
Yeah, it's very mean. He is turning towards anger in his lack of horniness.
In his horniness.
Or in his horniness that's unrequited.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, his testosterone turned him into an asshole.
Yeah, that's pretty typical, though, actually.
Henry seemed a little too perfect, so I guess, you know, we need to make him a little human.
Yeah. So who knows what's going to happen there? Maybe Jen's just done with him. I don't know.
We'll see. But then Jen goes to talk to Dawson, too, and, like, climbs in his window. Everybody climbs in his fucking window. Yeah. How rude. I was watching that today thinking to myself, like, imagine if somebody just climbed in our bedroom window. Hey, what's up? Like,
wow.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why everyone always assumes that Dawson doesn't need any privacy.
Yeah.
Although I guess he could, you know, shut and lock his window.
Maybe that's what he does.
Well, for the 30 seconds he's touching himself.
Right.
Probably.
But anyway, so, yeah, she wants to talk to him, and she's like, oh, you know, and he's like, she's like, what are you going to do, though? Like, you know, there's nothing you can really do. And he's like, I can fight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to fight. He didn't want to be in a relationship with her.
No.
She threw herself at him, and he said no. Yeah. I don't want to do it now. I don't want to, like, risk getting my heart broken. All of a sudden, he's like, I'm going to fight for her? Because another boy has your toy?
Uh-huh.
Like, what the fuck?
He's an asshole, too. They're all assholes. Yeah. The only one that's not an asshole in this episode is Pacey.
Yeah. But, yeah, so... Backing up again, Joey goes to... Because Joey says... After she runs into Dawson and everything, she's like, oh, I don't know if we can do this. You know, she's very, like you said, she's very conflicted about it. And that's when she leaves the message on the answering machine for Pacey, basically saying, like, hey...
Don't talk to him till we talk.
Yeah, because I think I should be the one to tell him, not you.
Which, based on his reaction, I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
Because he...
Fists would have been flying.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was just him and Pacey, for sure.
Yeah. We get this really weird, like out of nowhere subplot, too, where Joey sees Pacey talking to Andy, and she's like, oh, kind of jealous or whatever, and it's so clearly friendly.
Yeah, because we get to see it from her perspective looking, and it's like the body language is all friendly. But then...
Yeah, then Andy starts talking to her.
About how she kind of likes Pacey again.
Yeah, how she's like, oh, Will's cute and funny and stuff like that or whatever. But he's not Pacey. And like, yeah, and she goes on and on about Pacey while Jen's just like fucking...
Joey.
Joey's just dead-eye staring at the computer.
Right. Yeah, weird. And Will is asking Andy out, asking Dawson for advice, and then Dawson offers up his boat. So in the background, and there's a stupid little subplot, they're having a boat date.
Yeah, he tells a story about the Greeks.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I didn't care about that.
It's the one about you can't look at her until you're in the real world, and he does, and she turns into fucking vapor or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. I'm sure there was a point.
I assume that the point is so it's not heavy-handed like him watching the Last Picture Show,
right?
When she comes in, when Jen comes in, because Jen comes into the window to try to tell him, and she's like, "What are you watching?" And he's like, "The Last Picture Show." I was like, "Oh, that's really fucking on the nose."
See, I'm not familiar with the film, so
but it makes more sense when you realize that Dawson knows because Jen told him. And he purposely picked that movie.
Also, as he mentions, it's what they watched on their first date at the movie
which
theater.
They didn't see the end of, apparently, because I guess they were sucking face.
Because they left the theater. There was a big problem in their first date.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
But I know they didn't make it through the movie. And not in a fun way.
But, anyway, so... What the fuck was I talking about?
I don't know.
It's so this episode is so confusing because it just goes around and around and around.
Because they want to keep us in suspense and mystery as to whether or not Dawson finds out.
I was gonna say something I think about the boat date, but I don't remember. But let's just go to Jen in the thing. So Jen tries to tell him, and he describes the Last Picture Show.
But not Jen. You're really interchanging these names.
Joey.
Yeah.
When I think of Joey's character, I think female, and when I think of female, I think of the name Jen, not Joey.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard for me to think of her as Joey.
Okay.
Anyway, when Katie Holmes when the actress Katie Holmes breaks character and says Dawson, no, she tries to tell him, and he's fucking with her. Like, we don't realize that at first, but he knows. So she's like, "Oh, Pacey's not here, is he?" He's like, "Oh,
should he be?
No, should Pacey be here? What's Pacey got to do with anything in the world?" Like, he's acting like an asshole. And so she leaves, and then Pacey shows up, and they kind of have an argument outside.
That's Joey and Pacey have an argument because she's trying to stop him from telling Dawson, and he still wants to tell him.
And Dawson hears and comes out, and he's like, "What's going on here, everyone?
What are you arguing about?"
Yeah. What's up?
And Pacey says, "We're arguing about us, Dawson. There's an us now."
And he's like, "I fucking know."
And Joey says, "We didn't want to tell you this way." And he's like, "You didn't tell me."
Yeah, he looks like a villain.
He does. And but then he lets them know. I don't remember exactly what he says, that it was Jen, and Joey is so pissed.
And she's like, "Well, she thought I already knew. How could I not know? The two people I trust the most in the world lying to my fucking face. Fuck you both."
Yeah, and he makes it very clear that like he is done with them. Oh, and then Andy and Will show up.
Yeah,
which is just dumb. Like they didn't need to be there. I guess so Andy could find out too.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh," she's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I don't know. Why don't you fucking talk about them kissing and touching on each other and everything?" She's like, "What?" And so then he storms inside.
It's like, I can't even look at them right now.
Joey follows him,
which I think was a big mistake. If she had, when I was watching it, I'm like, "Oh, how could you do that to Pacey?"
Yeah,
but I guess we know.
So then Pacey gets read the riot act by Andy, and like, "Oh, this is not going to end well, and
you're going to end up alone." This is what his brother said too.
Yeah,
like, why is everybody shitting on Pacey?
I don't know. It's weird. But so Joey goes inside, and she's all like yelling at Dawson, and then he's yelling at her, and he says, "Fucking choose."
Yeah, you can't have us both.
We're not friends. If you're with him, we're not friends, and we'll never be friends again.
Yup. And he's like, "And I will not be here to pick up the pieces when this thing falls apart." And he walks out of his own bedroom to walk away from her, which I think is funny.
Emotional manipulation.
Yep. So then she goes and finds Pacey on the dock.
Yeah.
And I was assuming that she was going to hug him and be like, "Well, this sucks, but at least he knows now."
And we've got each other.
But Pacey knew. Pacey knows well enough what goes on in her fucked up head.
Apparently he has the script, so.
Yeah. And he's just like, we're done, aren't we? And she's like, we have to be.
Why?
So fucking stupid. Just because Dawson's a giant crybaby does not mean that you guys can't be together. He'll get over it. Give him time.
No shit.
Like, he just found out.
Why don't you find him another like stripper or whatever to obsess over?
Right? Oh my God, I'm so mad at her. And she's just going to give in to the emotion manipulation. That's like, positive reinforcement for very bad behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I'm not happy.
No, it's not good. They had a really good chemistry together.
Yeah. And they were only together a week, they said. Like, sneaking around for a week. That was it. 1 week. Not worth all this blow up then.
Yeah, and Dawson said something along the lines of, he kept saying, like, well, he's going to want to get in your pants or whatever. That's what he's going to expect. Mm-hmm. That's what he doesn't want. He wants to be the one to deflower Jen.
Joey.
He wants to be the one to deflower Joey. And then after that, I think
she'll be nothing to him now.
Yeah. That's that. I mean, I don't think that's true to the character, but the way he's acting in this episode, that's the vibe I get of because he seemed very upset about the idea that Pacey would be, the first, but he would be the Christopher Columbus in there, Yep. Yeah.
Well, and he's always looked down on Pacey for, being a sexual being. And Dawson's like, I'm going to be a priest in a monastery, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Be the first priest to win an Academy Award.
He looks down on everyone.
He really does.
He's kind of annoying.
It's like he's had a lot of character growth over the couple seasons. But this is like old Dawson. Mm-hmm. This is like old Dawson back again.
He reminds me of Kelly from 90210. The righteousness.
A little bit, yeah. I can see that. Yeah, he's too good for everybody.
But I think it's really unfair to Pacey that Dawson is still willing to, quote unquote, be friends, although I think more, with Joey. Mm-hmm. But he's telling Pacey, we're not friends anymore. We used to be best friends. Yeah. We're not anymore. Like, why is Pacey's action so much worse?
I don't know.
It makes no sense.
And why is either of their actions bad at all?
They've been broken. Well, I mean, there's a code. I mean, there is.
Yes. And I do think that it's... I mean, I've had a situation in my life where I dated a girl and broke up with a girl, and my best friend started dating her. And they came to me together over the phone, actually, though.
Afraid of the fist flying.
Apparently, I guess. Well, yes. I heard that later. That I was like, and my response was completely different. My response was, yeah, I don't care. Sure. Like, we were broken up. It didn't really bother me. It only bothered me a little bit on his part because of the bro code thing. It didn't bother me on her part because we were broken up, and it's like, why would she consider my feelings? We're not together anymore, but he's supposed to still be my friend.
Yeah.
We didn't have a relationship anymore, but he and I did.
Yeah.
Like, so that bothered me. This is a completely different situation, but
I was in a very similar situation to this.
Yeah.
But I was the Joey in the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Josephine Potter.
Same kind of thing too, where like we just got caught not telling, and where
I think that's worse, honestly. Like for reaction wise, I think that's worse.
Yeah, and then like literally police had to get involved, so it wasn't good.
Wow.
You should always come forward, and I think the best thing to do in this situation and in the situation I was in would have been to talk to the person first.
Yeah.
Not a week later.
Yeah, but it is understandable though. Like you don't know exactly where things are going and stuff like that. I can see how stuff like that would happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, I give Joey and Pacey a bit of a pass here.
Yeah.
I do think that Dawson is overreacting to me, but
Yeah, it'd been a whole year almost since they broke up, she said. So,
and if it would be different if he continually wanted to get back with her and she was saying no, then the whole feeling would be different.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. She literally said, I want to get back with you, Dawson. And Dawson told her no. Dawson said, I don't want a relationship with you right now. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, that's different.
And she is sad and heartbroken looking, and that's not going to be a great look for you to, swoop into a relationship there with her, Dawson.
No kidding. Like, he can't start a relationship with her now. He would look like a complete creep.
Mm-hmm. But that's what he wants.
I don't know what he wants, honestly. And maybe if he's successfully broken the two of them up, he's going to be like, okay, friends now. We're friends.
Yeah,
Nothing more. Like,
why would anybody want to be his friend after that?
And then next time somebody else tries to date her, he'll be like, no. Choose him or me.
Awful.
Yeah. Ridiculous. But, I mean, an infuriating episode.
Yep. I'm mad at the writers.
Yeah. I am curious to see where we go from here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. But that is the episode for the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own cuckold.
Oh, my God. You can write us at latefee1994@AOL.com.
Uh-huh.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com.
Yep.
And share the tapes with your friends.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.